The Liberal Democrats win a record number of seats as Sir Ed Davey hails the exceptional results. We're going to read into this more from Sky News, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from Sky News with the headline that the Liberal Democrats win a record number of seats as Sir Ed Davey hails the exceptional results. The Lib Dem leader said he'd rather enjoy the election campaign as he was re-elected in his Kingston and Surbiton seat. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share this across social media so others are notified of this video. So just before I go into that article, guys, I just want to share with you guys here the Labour landslide. Obviously, Labour won the election overall with 412 seats. There's still one or two that need to be counted. Two left, to be fair, but give or take, it's kind of done and dusted pretty much. Lib Dems with a max with 71 seats here. But interestingly enough here, the vote share, I think is really, really important here. So out of the percentage, obviously 12.2% of the share went towards the Liberal Democrats. Obviously, more share went to the Reform. However, it's been more spread out. And because of our first past the post system, they only got 4 seats at Reform. However, because Lib Dems have had vote shares in places, and they've been able to obviously, and the use of tactical voting has obviously given them a lot of seating. And you can see here, here this is obviously from the result by constituency for this. You can see here that the Liberal Democrats obviously gained quite a lot of seats in Cornwall, down in the southwest. Obviously, just outside Wales there as well. A lot of the southern seats, but Conservatives managed to hold some. But you can see quite a lot of gains there. They gained 1 in Wales, and they have 3 seats in Scotland as well. So a very, very good result for Lib Dems. Much better than much better than they've ever had before. They've never ever won this many seats. This is a real big moment for them. This is a big test for them. It's a big test for Sir Ed Davey as well, because to have so many seats, you know, there is a possibility that they could, if they play their cards right, they could potentially form a next government in the future. It's not impossible. You have to take them more seriously because, you know, 71 seats gives them a lot of influence, a lot of sway within the House of Parliament, and it's not something to be ignored. You just cannot ignore it. The whole intuition fee, obviously, people thought that would play on its role. I think Daisy Cooper in the debates obviously play a factor. I think a lot, obviously, the Conservatives, obviously, we obviously know the factors for them. A lot of people turned to vote Lib Dem because they didn't want to vote Labour. I think that played a factor into their role as well. But I also think the campaign from the Lib Dems has been nothing short of fantastic. You can argue, you may argue about Sir Ed Davey, some of the antics that he was doing, but I thought his video about his disabled son and as being a carer, they focused, the main points was on the environment and healthcare were the 2 key things that the policies that the Lib Dems were mainly making their points across, and it really did hit a lot of people. So there was definitely that connection there. So there were a number of things obviously that played into Lib Dems' hand. People wanted Liberal Democrats to be, some of the people wanted to go as far as wanting them to be the opposition. Didn't go that far. Still, some people still backing the Conservatives, even with all the, even with the tactical voting that we had in this general election. It still was the Liberal Democrats. Liberal Democrats still got a very strong number of seats in the House of Parliament. So let's have a reader into this, you guys. So Ed Davey has hailed the Liberal Democrats' exceptional result in the general election as the party won the highest number of seats ever. And when the polls closed on Thursday, it was clear the Lib Dems were on to win as many more seats than 11 seats it had in the last parliament. However, the exit polls predicted of a 61 seat for the party and has been surprised with 71 seats by 8 p.m. The Lib Dem Sir Ed Davey said it was an exceptional result and vowed this will not be a one-off. The Dems took the constituencies of 2 of 4 former Conservative Prime Ministers in the last 14 years, Lord Cameron and Witney and Lady May in Maidenhead. Other gains from the Tories included Wells and Mendip Hills, Dorking and Horley, Wimbledon, Yeovil, Hampshire North East and Norfolk North. Lib Dems also unseated multiple prominent Tory cabinet ministers. Alex Chalk was the Justice Secretary and lost to Max Wilkinson in Cheltenham. The party also took Chichester, with Jess Brown's Fuller beating the Education Secretary Gillian Keegan with a majority of 12,172. That's a massive one there. with a majority of 12,000 as well. That's a former cabinet minister. That's quite damning of the Conservatives there. Culture Secretary Lucy Fraser lost her seat to Elwyn East Cambridgeshire, and Michelle Donovan lost to Liberal Democrats Bynum Matthews, taking her place in Milksham and Devis with 2,406 majority. Lib Dems has set out to target the so-called blue wall of Conservative seats in the southwest and southeast of England, and its strategy appears to have paid off. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's definitely excuse me, apologies. It definitely has paid off, because obviously that was the target of seats that they were going to go for, heading towards. The blue wall seats was obviously their best bet. No point really making much of a target in the Midlands. Obviously there are some seats they gained there, but obviously the main target was south of England, southwest of England, and they gained quite a strong amount. They definitely have a stronghold down in those areas, and it's about them maintaining those ones in the future now. The Lib Dem leader, Sir Ed Davey, was re-elected in his Kingston and suburb seat with 28,870 votes, ahead of his Conservative rival Ellen Herod on 8,635. Speaking at the King's Centre in Chessington in southwest London, Sir Ed said the party had put voters' concerns at the heart of the campaign, and added that he had rather enjoyed the 6-week run-up to the election. I bet so, considering all the antics that he's been doing. But throughout the campaign, he has conducted a series of stunts, such as paddleboarding, bungee jumping, conducting an interview in a fairground teacup ride. I think it's possible to have a serious debate as well as having a bit of fun. I don't take myself as a politician seriously. I want to take the concerns of the British people seriously, Sir Ed said after his re-election. I hope that the styles we've gone about it has encouraged people to join the Liberal Democrats. It is certainly encouraging them to vote for us. This is an exceptional result, a historic result for Liberal Democrats there. Eyewitness, the Lib Dem begins celebrating a successful night. The sun is just about coming up outside the Lib Dems election watch party in central London as it dawns on what looks like a bright day for the party. The party's leader said Davey arrived to rapturous applause, a boisterous chorus of Sweet Caroline, an evening indulged in some, as we say, enthusiastic dancing if it wasn't quite worthy of Strictly. And the party has a good reason to be happy as it stands. Projections of around 60 seats are close to the upper expectations. As one senior source said to me, if you had offered me 60 seats 3 months ago, I would have bitten your arm off. One thing that stands out, though, is the share of the votes, with over half the votes counted, hasn't budgeted at all in their clamorous 2019 performance. On national share at least, they trail some distance behind Reform in 4th place. Nobody in this room is currently bothered about that. They're too busy celebrating a successful night, as well they might. But to progress at the next election, or even to hold on to what they've gained, you wonder what it might need to spend some time thinking about how to broaden the party's appeal. This is the thing. Like, they've got this number now. Now, how are they going to build on it? This is the next question. He added that Lib Dem policies on issues like health and the cost of living crisis have been louder and clearer because of the way he presented ourselves in a positive light. So Ed has been representing Kingston and Surbiton since 1997, apart from 2015 when he lost to the Conservative Party James Berry in a backlash against the coalition government. Yeah, but he's won it back. He won it back, but looking at that final seat number of 71 seats, it's huge, it's massive, and I showed you obviously the if you look at it again here. Like that's quite strong, very strong there down in the south, down in the Cornwalls and Yeovils and areas. Those areas are really, really strong. A lot outside of London, as you can see, quite a good number outside of London there. It's been a very, very, very positive outlook for the Lib Democrats. But now is a case of how do they build on this? What they do going forward? This is the things that they're going to be asking themselves, because many people lent their votes to Lib Dems in terms of tactical voting as well. So you have to remember that as well. Many people led their votes to Lib Dems because they lost faith in the Conservatives. Many people voted for Lib Dem because they were unsure about Labour, or some voted because they were rejecting the Gaza. There's all sorts of reasons, and obviously the healthcare and the care work, the environment, those kind of things appealed to Liberal Democrats because they are such a bigger party than like the Greens when it comes to environment. So people casted their votes towards Lib Dems as the best chance there. So it's about how they continue to build on those numbers is what they're going to be doing. Continuing to holding Labour government to account. They need to do that, just like all the other parties need to do. They need to be able to, with this thumping majority that Labour has. Now it's about applying the pressure and applying the policies and the needs that people need in this country, and that's what the Lib Dems need to do. Unfortunately, they can't do it as an opposition, but I do believe that they definitely have sway within that House of Parliament, and it's down to them to make sure that they use it. But guys, what do you make of these numbers? Were you surprised by how many seats that the Liberal Democrats won? Did some of you actually think that perhaps they were going to become the opposition leader, opposition to Labour? What do you guys make of the results of the Liberal Democrats, of their campaign overall? Let me know your thoughts about them and more in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.